Hey, I'm at the $1 million Major here at the MLG Nationwide Arena with Stewie2k of Cloud9. Right now, you're just here as a spectator at the finals.
Yeah.
So I guess I wanted to get your thoughts on the major itself. Is this the first major you've attended as like a spectator or a player?
Yeah, it's my first major, and I think it's pretty cool that the prize pool became so big. It just makes everyone compete more, and everyone comes out to play, stuff like that.
Yeah. Um, the major itself's been pretty cool. Did you like the environment, like when you were playing? Did the staff take care of you well? Like,
Yeah, the staff took care of us pretty well. They helped us with whatever we needed. It would have been pretty cool to play in front of a crowd.
yeah.
Probably motivational, stuff like that.
Did you expect to be able to get to the finals?
No, I expected to get out of groups, but we didn't really play how we usually play online. We didn't play with enough confidence, so I don't think that's acceptable.
So your kanji wasn't able to make it.
Yeah.
Is there a reason?
He still goes to dental school, so he's taking his exams to become a dentist.
And with your kanji, people saw like the results were getting a little bit better. You
Yeah.
guys felt pretty good coming into the major, as you mentioned. So was it like a big like detriment to not have him here?
It's definitely better with him here to have another set of eyes, and with him here, we just feel a little more confident in each other, and it's pretty cool to just have someone there tell you your mistakes when it's live.
So what did he do? Like,
He's pretty good. He gives a lot of good tips, helps us create more strats, and tell us our holes so we can patch them and make our team better.
he became like a black star last year after he like quit. He quit after like Manichuma when he played with Shroud, and then he like I don't know if he got hired by ESEA or what, but was he like inactive? Like, how did you find him?
I'm not sure about that, but we found him because Shroud used to be on a team with him, and Jordan's pretty cool with him, so we decided to try him out.
Nice. That seemed like a pretty good pick. Was it hard finding a coach?
Yeah, it was pretty hard. We were thinking about who to pick up and who to become a coach or analyst, and we just decided Kanji might be the right role for a coach.
Do you think like people are picking up like I think Mouse has like 2 analysts now and a coach?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself picking up like more people to help out with strategy and like preparation and stuff?
Yeah, we're trying to get Jordan a little more help because he's struggling, and we just kind of struggle to find more analysts and coaches.
Has it been like, did Jordan ever feel like he was going to be able to fully fit into it at some point? Like he's been trying really hard, it seems.
It's temporary. He's trying hard to fit into the IGL role, but he doesn't look to make it permanent.
What do you think are some of the things that talks about improving on or things that he's changed as he's done it longer?
Oh, can you repeat that?
What are the things that nothing's like improved on since he like started IGLing, and like what do you think's like some of the stuff that's still missing?
Well, he's more confident in his calls, so people know what they do in the beginning of the round. But I think he can improve on just mid-gaming. It's probably the most important part.
You've played with a couple of more experienced IGLs? I mean, you played with OD, K Kona, Ocean. Was he like pretty good IGL? Did you like playing with them?
It's definitely a start. When you get into a higher level, it's definitely a start to get more experience and understand the game a little more.
And you play like FPL as well with like kind of like every IGL, like Fallen and stuff. I hear a lot of people really like playing with Fallen. Is there anyone in particular that you think is just like a really sick IGL that you liked playing with the most?
I think Daze is pretty good just because he tries to make the team a little more structured. So it's kind of more like structured CS and real CS rather than just puggy and just running through smokes like I do.
Do you think that's like I feel like honestly, you see every team finding a good opportunity to go through a smoke. But with you, it's like a stereotype, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's kind of annoying?
No, kind of just ignore it. But it's kind of pretty cool how it became a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember once I played a match with you, and we were like going through Beyond Inferno, and there's like a smoke down, and you're like, "Let me go through the smoke." And then one of my teammates, I think it was Mago, he went through the smoke and then like died. And then after the round was ended, you said you should have let me go through the smoke.
I don't remember.
Is there something?
Honestly, don't remember that.
That was Inferno versus Make War Not Love.
Yeah,
you had like 36 kills or something like that. But I thought that was pretty funny. And like, you're good at it, right? I mean, you get away with it. Is there something about like having the smoke there and then doing a proper pop flash that's like creates an opportunity that wouldn't be there if there was no smoke?
Well, I run through because there's either no options or I feel like I would catch the teammate off guard. Stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just like a sneaky opportunity. Do you think like some people are better at timing in that way than other people?
I guess it's kind of like a lucky guess unless you kind of hear like ambient noise where you hear them reload or something. So that's when I would go.
Right. I see. So let's roll it back a little bit. And I'm sure you've answered this question before, but and I think I know the answer as well. But how'd you get into CS?
My brother used to play 1.6, so I kind of watched him play a lot. And in the beginning of 2014, I played 1.6 for a while. And then one of my friends bought me CSGO, and that's how I just got started.
And then you just started playing a lot?
Yeah, I kind of found it more interesting every day, and I decided to just keep playing.
I think one of the great reasons about talking to you is like you've had one of the fastest rises from open to invite of like many other players, like of basically most of the pro scene in general. There's only a few names I could think of, like Nothing and Swag and Oscar, people like that, who have kind of like skipped some of the middle steps in ESEA to get to invite. And I think a lot of people have questions about that. So I want to ask you, like, how fast did you get from like, what was your first rank and how fast did you get to like global if you just played matchmaking?
I think my first rank was AK, and I played matchmaking for a couple of months, and then I started in June, and I played matchmaking until October, and that's when I started ESEA.
Okay. And then you started playing pugs?
Yeah.
When did you start looking for a team?
I never really looked for a team. I just started a team with my friends, and I played like half a season of Open, and then Ocean needed a member, and he just picked me up.
Did you have your name already at that point?
I guess I was kind of known for being a cheater or just running through smokes and doing dumb plays like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. There are actually other players like you, like Fugly, for example. Is like, I don't know if he was a forum troll, but he always had like a troll picture and was like known for just like pugging really hard, and like everyone thought he cheated too. But he doesn't get half the flack that you do. You think there's any reason for that?
I guess kind of like building a reputation, I guess. Just building like a small fan base and let it grow more and more. And there's definitely players out there that are more experienced and skilled than me that I feel like should deserve more attention. For example, Automatic would be one. And there's a lot more players.
So what's stopping like a player like Automatic then from getting a top invite team instead of like, you know, where he's at right now, which is kind of like the bottom invite?
I feel like he's a really good player, and I feel like teams will look out for him. And I don't think anything's stopping him. Maybe he just wants to be on a team with other players. How
did you get the opportunity to try out for Cloud9?
Well, the funny thing is I never got a tryout for Cloud9. I tried messaging Stunna to see if I can get a tryout, but over time, he just came back to me and messaged me that I was on the team.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. I've always thought of you as, and so you must have played with your, like, the players at least somewhat.
Not really. The only player I ever played with was probably like Shroud, but that was only in Pugs or FPL.
Oh, so it's mostly just watching you play, and they were just like, I can get behind that?
I guess they decided to just give a player a chance and to see how good they are, to see if it was a mistake. It's like what people have been saying is either a high risk for a high reward.
Yeah. Shroud actually had like a similar come up. He played like Open, he played Season of Main, then he played right to the bottom of Invite on Exertus, and then from there Cloud9. Like your rise was like pretty similar, but again, you got like way more like backlash for like being given that opportunity. Is it because you jumped right from P to Invite, or is it just because you're Stewie?
It's probably because I'm Stewie.
Do you make a lot of players mad with like your play style?
Yeah, I get a lot of hate from it. Some people say I'm stupid for doing it, I guess, but at the end of the day, I code you, so.
Yeah. Do you do it? You don't do it to make them mad, right? You do it because
No, I do it because it works, yeah.
Right. I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but I just assumed it was like that.
Yeah.
So you said you started, was it your brother that originally played and then you played because he played?
Yeah.
0.6. Okay. Where'd you get the name Stewie?
I just started the game. My friend who bought me the game, we always play with our friends, and they had Family Guy name, so I just picked out Stewie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2000?
that happened when I saw another Stewie, so we had like the same name in game.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to like put myself away from the other Stewies.
You didn't think to challenge him to a 1v1? Like,
no.
No holds barred. All right, cool. So one of my questions is also, as you were growing up, you played with Ocean as an IGL. What other IGLs did you play with on teams?
Slemmy.
Slemmy? Oh, yeah. Who did you like one of them better?
I'd probably say Slemmy is better because he puts a lot of hard work in. He creates strats, it's very structured, and he puts a lot of time into it. Mm-hmm. He makes up like smokes and make sure everyone knows their role.
Mm-hmm. So did he call stuff out of spawn every single round, like full setups?
Yeah, he would call like a default into this strat, but over time I learned that it just doesn't work like that. Over time it will be like a default, and you just have to read the defense and just play off that, because set strats won't really work that well anymore.
Yeah. Any reason you think?
Not really. I just think it's better if it's not telegraphed. Right. So if it's like a mid game, like you just gotta read the defense. Like if there's like 2 highway, you would go B on cash. You just go split B quick.
Right.
Stuff like that. So there's really no plan until the mid game.
Did you watch the Liquid Luminosity match?
Yes.
Do you have any thoughts about like the comeback?
Liquid definitely should have won both maps, but it seemed like when Luminosity got some momentum, like for example when Code Zero jumping on 2 guys, pretty sure that gave them momentum and definitely killed the morale for Liquid. So that's how they came back.
You think morale is like super important?
Yeah, I don't think it's kind of hard. It's easier said than done. You just gotta keep your head up and make sure your morale isn't killed, and just keep the momentum and don't let the other team come back just because of 1 round.
Does your how do you know like morale's down, and like what do you feel is like your responsibility when you know your team's morale's down but you're not feeling that bad? Like,
well, I feel like each team should have that player that motivates your teammate. Like for example, Jordan would be ours. You can kind of hear it from the past YouTube comms. Yeah.
I heard one clip where like Freak would say something and then Sean will yell at him, and then Jordan would like be right there to be like, no, I understand what you're saying or whatever. Right? He's always like that.
Yeah.
I think that helps.
I find it pretty cool. I feel like, so when Jordan was kind of like trash talking JW in game, like, I find that pretty cool. I don't think that's like a bad thing. Every sport has that. Like for example, NBA, there's always trash talk when you're playing. So I don't think that should be like taken offensively or anything.
I see. So so the other thing about playing, not only just Invite, but like playing Cloud9, you guys have like a super strong brand.
Yeah.
Right? Like everyone associates you with Cloud9 and Cloud9 with you, and like all your teams have like some of the most fans like in all of esports. Does that make like the pressure bigger when you play?
No, I don't think we really think about that, but it's pretty cool to have this fan base, because even when we lose, there's big lines of people just coming in trying to get autographs. So that'll make us feel a little bit better.
Are you okay with that? Like I know you just talked about how you know, like you have your fans, like everyone's nice on LAN, right?
Yeah.
But you know that there's like people out there, maybe in the stadium, that have said stuff about you online that won't talk about it on LAN.
Yeah.
Do you think about that when you're like signing autographs?
Not really. I guess for them waiting in line for that long, like people waiting in line for hours, I guess it's pretty cool. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like if people were how they were, if people are how they are in person online, then it'd be a whole different world on the internet.
Yeah, be savage.
Yeah.
Does it feel like more of a job playing on like a top team as opposed to like just kind of like playing on your own time, or like playing with a semi-strict team, or like not making money?
Yeah, it's definitely like a job because you focus more on getting better, and money kind of comes and goes. I look to win rather than just making money.
Yeah.
Because if you win, money will come your way too.
Have you ever had a fight like motivation? Have you ever got like a period where you just felt very demotivated or beat down?
Yeah, when you have teammates like Freakazoid, Shroud, Skadoodle, and Nothing, I just feel like we can be one of the best teams in the world, because in any situation, like down 2v5 or anything, you can always win that round with these types of players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes it hard for, so when you don't win those rounds, it like hurts the motivation?
Not really. we lose a lot of matches, but at the end of the day, we try to get better, and we take Luminosity for example because of how much they play with heart and how competitive they are. Everyone should try to be more like them.
What do you think their atmosphere is like? When you try to think about how they are together?
Well, it seems like they're always hype, especially on LAN. Like when they came back from against Liquid, you can see how hyped Cold Zero was.
Yeah.
So it's always one of those guys on that team that brings up the morale.
Right. And do you think, like, playing on a top team like you are now, does the work or like the extra stuff you have to do for sponsors, does it take away from your enjoyment of the game at all?
No, I find it pretty cool actually, because if you think about it, if people ask you what do you do for a living, you're just like, I play video games for a living. Like that's kind of abnormal. So I feel like it's like kind of like giving back, because without these people, then you wouldn't be here.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are the takeaways for you guys after this LAN? If any.
It definitely motivates us to get better, because we get a lot of hate from the fans that I guess hate to see us lose. So it motivates us to get better, because we know we can be a top team, we know we can get out of groups, but it just takes that little motivation to push us a little further.
Nice. I just kind of have a bonus question. I noticed like a lot of every team, like even after they lose, like all be out backstage and they'll all be on their phones. Are they on Twitter?
I have no idea.
Would you go on Twitter after you lose?
No, I try to stay away from that. I try not to read the forums, because there's always hate out there.
Yeah.
But if there's no hate out there, you're not doing something right.
Right. True. Well, I think we can end on that now. That's pretty good.
All right.
Thanks for the interview, Steve.
No problem, dude.
Appreciate it.